Hi, everybody. Welcome to our very special team call. Today is Wednesday, December 16th, and I'm going to mute a couple of you. Go ahead and mute yourselves if you're not. You can unmute yourself at the end. We'll be able to ask Aly some questions. So super excited to introduce you to my really great, she's my brand new friend, but my fast friend, Aly Bloom. I know I kind of heard about her from some of you guys that met her at Summit, and they're like, who's this girl? What is she doing? She built her business super fast. She's in theater. She does all the things. I'll let you tell her story, but her and I just kind of connected over Facebook, and it really goes to show the power of having a success partner or multiple success partners, because there's been so many things I've learned from her, even in the past couple of months we've been talking, that have really, really blossomed in my business, and she's given me so many new ideas, and she's just my new bestie. She's talked me off the ledge a few times, including today. So I will give it over to Aly Bloom. She's going to tell her story, and then we had a couple things we wanted to teach you guys and talk about, but I want to have some good time at the end for you guys to kind of just pick her brain, because she built this business really fast and really, really well. So Aly, take it away, girl. Tell us your story.
Okay. So at any point that you guys have questions, you can totally interject, because I am here just to help you guys. Julia has been an incredible source of inspiration for me since we met, and I think it was probably because of the people that I know on this team who told her that we should connect, and it was just thank you guys, whoever said that we should. I'm so obsessed with her. Anyways,
Feeling is mutual.
So my story is I'm an actor. I have been acting for about 6 years. I've been in New York City, and about I guess it's almost 4 years ago, I was at a dinner theater in Florida doing a not so great contract, thinking to myself, I'm really talented and I deserve something better. And I was like, what is the difference between me and the people who are equity and the people who are doing, for those of you who don't know what equity is, it's our union as actors who are doing bigger and better work, because I feel like I deserve to be doing bigger and better. And I said to myself, when I go to an audition for Broadway or for bigger contracts, everyone looks like they keep themselves in shape, and everyone looks like they take care of themselves, and they realize that their body is a temple, and that's the product that they're selling. And so I said, okay, I have 3 months of this terrible dinner theater contract. Sorry, Rontal, we both worked at that theater. I did not like it.
Well, I think you and I had very different experiences, because I also saw your show in Arizona when I was working at ADT, and I was like, oh, I'm never working for free. Cut to,
bad.
going on shore. But I loved them, but I had a different experience.
Yes. So we had different experiences. I'm glad for my experience, because it's part of the reason that I'm here now today talking to you guys. But I did P90X with a friend. I realized how incredibly amazing accountability was. And I lost 25 pounds, and I went back to the city with this new sense of self-confidence. And the first thing that I booked when I got back to the city was Rock of Ages in Vegas. It was an equity contract as one of the leads. And if you don't know what Rock of Ages is, it was a show that was on Broadway, one of the top 50 shows to ever run on Broadway. And I was like, oh my God. I don't know if it was all because of Beachbody, and I don't think, of course, it was, but I do think it had something to do with it. At that point, I had no idea that coaching was an option. If I had, I'd probably be much further along than I am today. But I spent a couple years in Vegas, and then I went on another equity contract where I met my friend Megan, who Julia also knows, who's 5-star and set to be elite this year as well. And she was like, oh my God, you have that amazing before and after picture. Did you know that coaching was an option for Beachbody? I had no idea. And she signed me up with 21 Day Fix, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I didn't coach for the first 3 months that I was signed up. She was probably like, what is going on with this girl? She's being so annoying. Now, knowing what I know today, I would have been so mad at me. But anyways, after I started coaching 3 months in, I posted my before and after. I got 167 likes on Facebook. I had no idea what I was doing. at this point, Megan's upline is Fran Patowski. She's a 10-star diamond. She's making over $350,000 a year, but she is 55 and she has a completely different network than us. She's a very sweet woman, totally accommodating, but had at this point basically nothing to offer me because my network is completely different. They want different information than 55-year-olds. And so I felt completely in the dark, but I knew that I wanted so many people to get on this program because it had done such amazing things for me. So when people told me no, I told them that their answer was actually yes. And I got 37 people to join me in my first round because no one had told me what Success Club 5 was and no one had told me what Success Club 10 was. And so I thought that wasn't a lot of people. And Fran reached out to me. I had no idea who Fran was at this point. And she said, how did you get so many people to join our challenge group? And I said, I don't know. I just talked to all my friends. They all wanted to do it because I told them that they had to. And she was like, that's amazing. So that started off my whole business. At that point, I realized right away I made about $250 my first week as a coach. And if I said to myself, that was much more enjoyable than one shift at my restaurant where I was making approximately the same amount. And I wanted to continue with that. So I held on to it as hard as I could. And I said, okay, how many sales did I make that week? I need to make the same amount or more this week. And so I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. And at this point, I didn't have an upline who really knew more than me. And I didn't have any scripts. I didn't have any systems. I just said, I have this goal. No matter what it takes and how many people I have to talk to, I'm going to make that happen. And why I say that now is because Julia is an incredible leader and she's an incredible accountability partner, but it's not up to her. It's up to you guys. If you want to make it happen for you, you have every tool to make it happen inside of you. It doesn't matter what she's given you. I built this from knowing nothing. Every system and every script that I have came straight from my mind and goes straight to my coaches. So you don't have to, even though Julia is an incredible asset, you do not have to rely on her. You can always talk to her about it and you can always get her feedback on anything that you want to do. But think outside the box, create new systems, new scripts. And if you have something that works for you, don't be selfish. Write it down and share it with your team because your team doing better is you doing better because that's the way network marketing works. Okay? So that's why I say that. So that's basically my story. I started coaching 13 months ago, a little under 13 months, about a year. And I was a Success Club 10 All-Star my 12th month in the year because I hit Success Club 10 every single month that I've done this since I started. Because I realized that that's the only way that my business is going to grow strong. And I did that just purely based on the amount of people that I spoke to on a daily basis. So if you're speaking to 3 people, that's not enough to hit Success Club 10. If you're speaking to 5 people, that's not enough. If you're speaking to 10, that may be enough, but you're scraping by. If you really want to hit Success Club 10, you're talking to as many people a day as your power hour or however many hours you set out allows you to do. So don't put a limitation on it. That's the main thing. There's no limitations on this. If you need a goal to hit, Success Club 10 is great. If you need a goal to hit, power of 10s are great. If you're talking to 10 people a day, following up with 10 people. But if you can do more, why not do more? Because in a year, you'll be able to possibly live in a luxury apartment, not have to worry about your bills, be able to pay off your debt. Whatever you're trying to do and whatever you're trying to accomplish with this business, if you get in that extra message each time you're doing your power hour or each time you're setting your work hours for the day, that message, that extra message with that extra 5 messages is going to get you further than if you didn't send them out. Okay. I started 12 months ago, a little over, and I hit 5-star about a month ago tomorrow. I guess that will be my 4th week holding 5-star in order to get elite and the 5-star bonus. And when I hit 5-star, I went from 2 to 5-star because And here's why I want to bring this up, because that's a big feat. It took a huge effort from my team getting on board and realizing that they were a part of a team that could possibly be elite and helping me out and working their butts off. So when Julia asks you to do something, ask her why, and then work your butt off for her, because she deserves it and because you deserve it. And when you are just as big as Julia and you are 5-star and pushing for elite, you're going to hope your team works just as hard for you. Okay? I went from 2 to 5-star, and the reason I did that is because I set a real goal. I set a real goal, a tangible goal, and I made it a non-negotiable. Do you know how much I had to work that day? I had an audition at 1 p.m. and I worked for 10 hours straight, and I asked all of my coaches that were in the New York City area to meet me at a restaurant and work with me and support me. And as each person went diamond, I posted in my team page who went diamond and who was responsible for that, and the emeralds and the diamond and all the people who had worked towards that. And it was a celebration within the team. So know that you're not alone. It's a community. All of these people on this Zoom right now are working together towards similar goals, and everybody doing well helps everyone. So if you can reach out to people on your team page and Coach Connection and say, I need this, I'm not great at this part, who's good at this? Can you help me? Help each other out, guys. You don't have to be a master of every single thing you do in this business. I am not great at challenge groups. I have someone on my team who's amazing at them. She runs all of our challenge groups. She buffers all of the posts. She keeps up with all the people in there. That's not my jam. My jam is to help coaches build their businesses strong. And so that's what I do. I have someone who helps me with my new coaches, help them start recruiting. Like, we all pitch in. We all have different things that we're great at. If you know you're great at something, don't be selfish. Share your talent. Let everyone in Coach Connection benefit from your greatness. Because you're all great at something. And you all have a certain point of weakness. So recognize where those are and tell the rest of the people it's a community. That's what's amazing about this business. We're all here to help each other. Okay, so now I'm 5-star. I have enough points to be elite. I'm going to be 5-star elite this year in the first year of my business. I'm number 492 in the company in my first year of the business. And I'm not special in any way. Each one of these people on this call could do it. You just have to decide that it's your goal and fucking go for it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Here's the wine. Break out the wine. It's time for the wine.
You guys, it's my holiday party in the lobby of my building.
Wonderful.
This is champagne.
Can I just stop for a second and point out 4 things that really just in there was so many nuggets. The first one is Success Club is the only way to grow your business. The only way. There's no other way. Talk to more people. If you're not talking to people, and doing that extra message, that makes a difference. And then I think just a common theme and something Aly and I, when we talked about what we wanted to share with you guys, is the idea of working. And I think it's so easy sometimes to sugarcoat this business or to make it fun and emotional and touchy-feely, which it is. And we're a touchy-feely team. We cry. We have drag queen brunch. We do those things. But it's more meaningful when there's hustle behind it, because then you have results. Then you have a business you're really proud of that is making you significant income. And so that's maybe my fault for kind of being oh, we like to feel good. But it's if I could show you guys what I was doing every day, you'd be blown away, because my ass is on the floor every day. I'm going for it. And so I think that sometimes it's easy to want more results than we think we deserve more than we're really working for. And the work isn't there. And I say that to be that's an exciting thing, because you can say, I can commit to doing that. I just need to know that that's what it takes. And that's something I keep finding in these really successful coaches is it doesn't take over their life, but they're working their asses off. And that's something I always notice about Aly. She's always there. She's getting in there. She's doing more than expected, or even more than a high level. She's that's why, and it's all about if that's what your goal is, to be this kind of coach, to make this kind of income, it takes a real hustle. Would you agree, Al? You're working your butt off, right?
100%. I am working my butt off. And honestly, if you're on this team call, if you've committed enough to be on a team call, you all can work your butt off. So stop making excuses. I don't know if you are or not, but I know a lot of my coaches make excuses. And I have to say to them, you know what? There are no excuses to be made. If you want this, stop feeling sorry for yourself, get off your butt, and do it. Okay? Honestly, my upline coach, her name is Megan Ulaney. She's a 5-star diamond. She's going to be elite this year too. We work together very closely. She's been doing this business about a year longer than me. And she told me today, she was like, you know why we work together so well? Because we're good cop, bad cop. I am definitely the bad cop. 100%. If someone says something to me, I'm like, I call bullshit. Bullshit on that. How many people did you talk to today? Why aren't you hitting the Success Club? It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Okay? You all, Julia is amazing, but you all have the ability to do what you want to do and stop putting your dreams and your thoughts second. If your dream is to actually make this business lucrative and make it something that you can live off of, figure out how to do it. Stop taking a back seat. Okay? Okay.
Amen. Preach it, girl.
So, what'd you say?
I said, preach it, girl.
Preach it. All right. So I'm going to talk to you today about the importance of scripts and some things that I do that I think Julia maybe wants me to talk about, because I'm not sure that that's something you guys talk about on your team a lot. So I will say that I message a ton of people each day, but I use my personal page so very much to be able to do that, because yes, talking to people is super important. And I'm going to share with you a magical script that we created that I want you to use for some cold invites. But first I'm going to talk about the importance of using scripts and sort of, for lack of a better word, mass messaging people who like and comment on your fitness related posts, or actually on any post on your personal page. Okay. So I'm going to, should I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let me just, before I do that, get to my actual home page and turn off my chat, so you guys don't have to be bothered.
Brian Jackson made me my reset dinner. Isn't that great?
Brian Jackson rocks.
Brian Jackson, he's a perfect human. I know. I married him for sure.
All right, let me get further down. Sorry, guys. Give me one second.
No, it's all good. If you need me to share it.
I'm about to share it.
Okay.
All right.
Julie Hirschwitz says, does Brian Jackson have the perfect brother for me? He does, but he's married. But he is also perfect. Damn it, Jules. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right. So here's my personal page. Here's what I try and do on my personal page. At first, when I was first announcing my business, if you're a brand new coach, I actually think that you should talk a lot about Beachbody and how it specifically is influencing your daily life, because for a little while, people are going to need to know what you're doing in order for them to see and get on board and think that you're not being weird and a fraud. And do you know what I'm saying? That you need to be consistent with this business for them to think, oh, this actually has some weight to it. So this is my personal page now. When I first started, I was posting a lot of selfies, a lot of before and afters, a lot of swelfies, a lot of Shakeology stuff. And actually, I didn't get a terrible response to it. Some people do. If you'd like to look at my page, you are more than welcome to. You can go all the way back to about a year ago when I first started posting. You can see what I did, because I'm not sure exactly the formula, but whatever I did was nice enough and not salesy enough to turn people off. So if you want to take a look at that, you can for your future coaches, or if you're a brand new coach and you want to take a look at what I did when I started off, feel free. Right now, I'm assuming a lot of you are sort of seasoned, and this is what I do now, is I try and pepper my page with fitness posts. And right now specifically, I'm trying to get some more traction on my like page. So I'm sharing stuff from Discover Fit, which is my like page. But normally I try and do stuff like this. So I was in the Bahamas. I said a little Bahamas cheat, because everyone already knows if they're following my page that I'm a fitness person, right? Because it's all about balance and strawberry daiquiris with coconut rum. All right? That seems nice. I'm having a very healthy, balanced life. I'm drinking a coconut daiquiri, strawberry daiquiri, whatever, in the Bahamas. And I'm posting about it, but I'm relating it back to fitness. I got, how many likes? 78 likes on that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do with that. Even though it's not me in a sports bra being like, I'm a fitness person, or me drinking Shakeology or a nutrition recipe, I'm going to go into these likes. I'm going to use the simplified steps, which we're going to talk about in a second, to message each person, every single person on here that is not already a customer or coach of mine or on my team, and who I haven't talked to in the past. I'm going to say, hey, I saw you liked my post. I know this is kind of random or something along those lines. And if you were just supporting, that is much appreciated. But I'm running a boot camp starting mid-January. And if I gave you some details about it, would you be willing to take a look at it? Right? And when I say every single person, I literally mean 78 people, if there is 78 people in here that I haven't talked to in the past, right? So every single person on here who likes and comments, I message with the same message. Hey, I saw you like my post. I don't know if you were just supporting or if you'd even be interested, but I'm running a boot camp. Would you like some details? Something along those lines. This script is in the simplified steps, which I'm going to share with you guys now. Julia already has it, and she's going to share it with you guys. But every single person, if they say, no, I was just supporting, you know what I say? Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I so appreciate it. If they say yes, I say, great. What's your email? I'll send you the details. I send them the details. I take them through the simplified steps. I see if they want to do the challenge. And even if they don't want to do the challenge at that time, although it's very rare that someone says they want details and I let them get away with saying no, I put them on my contact list. Because every person who says yes to details has a reason they say yes to details. They want to change their life in some way. And they don't leave my contact list until they join a challenge group or they become a coach of mine. Every single person does not leave my contact list until they become a coach or a challenger.
Well, and Aly, that's so smart, because sometimes I find coaches say, I don't know who to message. And it's like, obviously there's more creative ways to find other people, but this is a really good starting point. They've already said, yes, I like what you're doing. So why not hit them up and message them and say hi? It's a really easy idea.
Exactly. And to take that one step further, not just say hi, but do it because you're working your business. So yes, that might be a friend of yours that you want to talk to about something else. And you want to just say, hey, what's up, dude? How is blah, blah, blah going? Resist the temptation. When you're working on your business, work on your business. Talk to them about their life at some other time. Be nice, be courteous, but be professional. This is your business. These are people who are targeted customers because you know that they have an interest in either strawberry daiquiris or fitness, right? Doesn't matter which one. I don't care. If they say no to details, fine. Whatever. They'll probably like another post of mine because I private message them, and now they're more apt to be following my feed more closely because they feel closer to me, even if they said no to details, right? Okay. So I have tons of fitness posts. I follow up with all 103 of these people. I make sure that I don't double message somebody just because then that seems icky. That seems salesy. If I've already messaged someone and if I can't remember, you know what I do? Little tip and little trick. I open another Facebook tab. I go to my messages. I say see all. I search them. If I've already messaged them, I don't re-message them. Or if I messaged them a little while ago and I haven't caught up with them, I say, hey, I saw you like that post again. I actually have a boot camp coming up. I know we talked about this a little bit before. Do you want some details? I'm relentless. And the reason why is not because I'm trying to sell something or I'm trying to be a 5-star elite coach. It's because what I've realized in this business is that this is so emotional. When someone says yes to details and then they say no to a challenge, it's not because they don't want to do it. It's because they have a fear or an insecurity that's holding them back from saying yes and saying, I believe in myself enough to invest $140, which I'll probably spend in a month on coffee anyways, in myself and my future, my fitness, my life, my health. Okay? So when someone says no, if they'll allow me to, I don't just say like, but you really should do it. It's going to be really fun. I say, okay, look, you gave me, or there's a reason that you asked for details. And I try and get them to talk about their goals before. But if they won't, I say, tell me what is holding you back. Truly, if you take a step away from the computer right now, or if you were to just like take a second to think, what is holding you back? Is it the fact that you think that it's not going to work for you? Is it something having to do with price? And I don't shy away from that because so many people are embarrassed about money and finances. It's insane. And also in the same vein as these kind of things, they don't have anyone who's willing to listen to them or not make fun of them or not ridicule them for that kind of stuff. So if you say to them, what is it that's holding you back? Please tell me. I'm open to knowing. I'm open to helping you. If they say it's price, I always offer the coaching opportunity. I never say, oh, okay, I understand. $160 is a lot. No, I say to them, being in a financial bind fucking sucks. Believe me, I know. I can help you. All right, so we may be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, right? So you can get fit and healthy, you can help others, and you can also make an income.
Hey, Aly, can I ask you one question from the chat? And I think I answered it, but just clarify. So Crystal asked, is this tactic specific to your like page or personal? And I know you run most of it off your personal. Aly just got the Jessie Reagan Facebook training, so I bet she'll start transitioning or doing both. But you've had wonderful luck on your personal page, right?
Amazing. Amazing. And so we'll talk about this in a second. If you do have a big network on Facebook that's following you, utilize it. You know what? Facebook is kind of dumb, right? Before I started using Facebook for business, I didn't use Facebook at all. I wasn't one of those people that was ever on Facebook. I never posted anything on Facebook. So relinquishing my Facebook page for Beachbody purposes, especially since I'm here in this luxury building and like living the life of my dreams, was a no-brainer. But it should honestly be a no-brainer for all of you too. What are you holding back from on your personal page? If people are upset by what you're posting, fuck them. They're not the type of people you want to be around.
Sorry. I think that so many of us are doing that like page trading that we're all caught. Like, do you post on your like page and not on your and it's like a big debacle. But it's hard to let go of that audience because they're there. You know, like when you post on your like page, it's like crickets.
Yep. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I haven't gone through Jessie Reagan's training yet, so I'm sure that I'll get to that dilemma as well. But I think if you have a warm network, if you have people who you know who are supportive of you, why not run them out first before you move on to something that's harder to attain, which is your like page, your Instagram, your Facebook ads, all of that kind of stuff. Like, I doubt very highly that I will stop using my personal page. Very, very highly, because it's been so successful. I have built every single inch of my business off of my personal page. And some people don't have that luxury. I'm not saying that everyone does. Because I have people on my team who have a small network, who don't have such a supportive network on their personal page. But if you do, utilize it. There's no reason not to. There's really no reason. And if you're worried about what people will say about you, get over it. Because honestly, those are not the type of people that you want to associate with anyways. If you're being positive and amazing and inspirational on your personal page and people are like, that's weird, I don't want to talk to you. Unfollow me. Befriend me. I don't care. Why do I want you in my life anyways? Okay. All right. So if you don't have such a huge network, then I would say there are some good things that you can do. Do you make events, Julia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do events on my team too. Those are great. Even if you don't get a lot of traction from events, anything that you can do that's consistent, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. Anything that you can do that's consistent on your page, whether or not it's like consistently posting on your personal page, consistently posting on your like page, or doing events once a month, anything that you can do to remain consistent is so key, because people want to be able to trust that this is something that they can invest their time and money into. And if you're not consistent, then they don't know that they can trust you. Back when I started, I used to get so many complaints about the social security number when you sign someone up as a discount coach. I have a script for that in the simplified steps, which I think that everyone should use at all times, because it just makes people feel comfortable. But also, no one even questions me anymore, because they're like, oh, you're legit. You've been doing this for so long. You have such a big following. You're obviously succeeding. Of course, it's just like any other thing that you have to give your social security number for, right? Okay, so consistency is key. Julia, have you shared the simplified steps with that already?
Let me see if I don't know if I put it in our Coach Connection page yet or not.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up really quick. Does anyone have questions while I'm pulling this up?
I bet peeps do.
I don't have a question, but I have to say that I think from the people that I know on this call and myself, I think a lot of us really needed to hear this. So thank you. It's already been very helpful.
Good.
We'd like to know.
That's what I said. I'm like, Ally's going to kick their ass and it's probably going to be really good. Because I'm like, you guys, I love you. And like, we should build our businesses. But the truth is, like, we all need a kick in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, sometimes my team goes to Megan because they're like, meh.
It's good. You're tough love. Sometimes
you give love, but I'm tough. You know what I mean? It's not an easy business. It's really not. And it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time and effort. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. These are my simplified steps. I came up with them. They're probably going to be edited pretty soon. If I edit them, I will definitely share it again with Julia so you guys can all have them, because I've been listening. Okay, here's one more little nugget. So we're in network marketing. For a very long time, I thought I was way too cool to be involved in network marketing. Way too cool. I live in Williamsburg. I'm a hipster. I would never be involved in network marketing, ever. So just recently, I'm like, well, I'm going to be 5-star elite, and I'm pretty high up in the company, and I would like to be in the top 10 at some point, right? So I should probably accept that I'm doing network marketing and sales. So if you have not already accepted, I'm like one to talk, because I accepted it like 3 weeks ago. I've already read like 4 books about it. And I'm like, oh, if I had just accepted this before, I would be so much further along. Read some books on network marketing and read some books on sales. If you need some suggestions, I have suggestions. I'll send them to Julia afterwards. But honestly, once you accept that this is a business, and as much as it's emotional and touchy-feely, and yes, I do think that absolutely, like I was talking about before, if someone says no, you should get to the bottom of it, and you should talk to people and you should listen to people because they deserve to be listened to. And this is a very sensitive subject for so many. So don't take it the wrong way. But my main thing, and what I tell my team all the time, is when they're like, I don't like mass messaging. I don't like saying the same thing to so many people. I'm like, I don't care what you like, because honestly, you message a lot of people to find out who is actually interested or needs this. And then those people you personalize. I'm not telling you to be like a sales machine. I'm telling you that what you're looking for is the needle in the haystack that actually wants this. And in order to find them, you can't spend 10 to 20 minutes with each person you're messaging when you first message them. You can't. You have to say, hey, do you want details? In a very nice way, so they're not going to get mad. But you just say, hey, do you want details? If they say yes, then you're like, okay, well, this is a person that I actually need to talk to about this. I need to personalize. I need to be gracious, friendly, and, just like make them feel special and make them feel cared for like they should. But the mass message is to find those people that you care for. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen.
And I'll post this in Coach Connection after I have it.
Okay.
So get ready for some gold.
I mean, it's not super gold, but
yeah,
it is
it
kind of
is though. Well, and it's just, I think that it's all about systems, right? Like following something. Because if you're winging it and you're just sending messages and you don't have a plan of action for how you're going to follow up, then it does feel really overwhelming and you don't know who you're talking to. So I think that's the smartest thing.
Right. Okay, so this is specifically for someone who liked or commented on a status that you did on a like page post or is said that they're going to an event. And obviously, if they say they're going to an event, don't say exactly this, but say something along these lines. Maybe say, hey, I saw you were going to my event. And leave this part out. They're obviously interested, okay? But this is what I send to every single person who likes or comments on any status that's fitness related, right? Hey, I saw you like my status about 21-day fix. Not sure if you would be interested or were just supporting, which is much appreciated, but I'm running an online boot camp with the program on January 4th. I would love to have you join me. If I gave you the info to read through, would you be willing to take a look and see if it might be a good fit? No pressure at all. You're saying that you much appreciate their support. This gets a very good response for me and for my entire team. And I send this to every single person who likes and comments. They say, yes, I would love some details. They say no. You say, great, thank you for being honest, whatever. If they say yes, you say, great, what's your email? I will send you all the deets. I like to make it sound like I'm actually just talking to one person. If you would never say deets, don't say deets. I say deets because that's the type of person I am, right? I think this is the way to go. Megan and I have a different view of this, so we have both in here. I think you ask for the email, you get the email, you send the email, and then you ask whether or not, like, what their goals are. And the reason I say this is because I lose a lot of people when I ask about their goals. And the reason why is because not everyone knows what their goals are. They don't know. They're like, I want to lose weight, but I'm not really sure why, or I just want to feel better, or like, they don't even want to think about it. Most people wake up during the day and they go throughout their day without thinking. They don't look at the mirror and say, that's not the person that I want to see when I look in the mirror. They don't want to think about that. They don't know their goals. So when you're looking at these simplified steps, know that some people like to ask about the goals right away. I like to send the email, ask about the goals after, and if they don't give me an answer, move right on along. Not even care, because getting goals is great for objections and stuff like that, but if they don't want to answer that, I say, fine. You know what? You don't know the answer to that. That's okay too, right? So I get the email, and then I skip all of these things, right? You can do them if you want. I skip them. And then here are all the emails that we have already set up for all the different programs. This has all of the information that you would need on each program. It has it in the correct order. It tells the price at the end. It tells a short snippet about the workouts, the nutrition, Shakeology, has a little video, gives an option to do the kickstart with the 3-day cleanse, and then tells them the price for both options. Tells them what they need to do in order to get signed up, what they need to send back to you. I'm going to be honest, when I send this email out, I almost never get a response back. I always have to check in and say, hey, did you get that email? I sent it over. When is the best time for me to check back with you? It's going to take about 10 minutes to read. When will you be able to have that finished so I can ask you if you have any questions, or I can answer your questions, right? Set up a time with them. I put it in my calendar on my contact list, or however you do it, and I re-message them, okay? That's basically it. These are our follow-ups in case they don't. Tells you how long you should wait before sending the follow-ups.
Well, and this is perfect timing, Al, because this whole month we've done a series on inviting, and the week before we did a whole call on objections. So I feel like we're really well versed in objections. So this gives us the beginning part that's crucial. And I love what you said about like, if they don't write you back, like that's okay. It's not like you like have to hate them, but you can move on because you're talking to enough people. And so then you stop. That's, I think, where the ickiness comes in, is the chasing people, because that doesn't feel good for anyone. But if you're talking to enough people, like you said, then if they don't write back, it's kind of like, okay, well, you're not ready. I'm going to move on.
Yeah. And also what I meant by that is like, yes, if they don't ever write you back, then move on for sure. But if they don't answer my question about the goals, I just say, okay, so I sent that email. When can I check back with you?
Mm-hmm. You can just kind of glaze over that if they're not ready.
Right. And that's why the goals are great for objections, because you want to be able to say to them, no, you had these goals and I'm not going to let you pretend like they're not important, because they are. And if they're not as important to you, they are to me because they seem important, whatever. Those are great to have if they are willing to give them. But if they don't give you goals, don't think you have to stop talking to them just because you asked them about their goals, they didn't answer. Just be like, okay, well, I sent that email and now I'm going to, when can I check in with you?
And they could even get inspired with, say they watch the 21-day fix promo video and they're like, oh, that girl lost 20 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. So by seeing it and still giving them information, you might be planting some seeds for some goals.
Right.
That's great.
Okay. So if they respond back and they want to do it, I send this always. It's the option to sign up as a challenger or a coach, with a very, very big emphasis on signing up as a discount coach. And this is a Nita Myron script, changed just slightly so that it doesn't seem like being a discount coach means you have to coach others. But this is a Nita Myron script, and I've had a ton of success. And then if people say no to discount coaching, I always say, I think you misunderstood. It's going to get you a 25% discount. If I want them to sign up as a coach, it's going to get you a 25% discount. It's just as easy to cancel as a customer. And they're always like, oh, okay. And they do it. Okay. Then I have the link to the Coach mobile app. And then this is a big one. Once I send out the Coach mobile app, if I'm signing them up as a coach, I always send this immediately following pressing submit, because this explains why they need the social security number, what they're getting signed up for, what the benefits of it are. So read through this. If you have questions, ask Julia, she'll ask me, or you can post it in the Coach Connection and tag me because I'm in that group now, and I'm happy to answer. There's also one for a customer. There's a Coach mobile app follow-up if they do not complete the Coach mobile app. And then there's also a link to our auto ship emails, which I boomerang for 3 weeks following the person signing up so that they know that they're about to be charged and they have a week to talk to you about it. It doesn't actually tell them how to cancel, which means they have to talk to you about it if they want to cancel. So
tell us what, because I don't know much. I just learned about Boomerang today when you told me. So if you have Gmail, basically it's like a little email system where you can set reminders. Because don't we all hate those dreaded reshipment things? Like, oh crap, I forgot to tell them, and then they got shipped, and then they're mad. And like, it is our responsibility, but that helps you kind of take out some of the stress.
I can show you really quick what Boomerang does, because it's not even a reminder. You can schedule an email for 3 weeks following and just say, send this 3 weeks, and you never have to think about it again.
Amen.
So if I'm going to compose an email, oh, you know what? I can't do it on here because I'm on a different computer. It's actually, you download it to your computer. But if you have questions on Boomerang, I have a YouTube video of how to use it, so I can give that to Julia if you remind me to do that, because I won't remember. Anyways, okay, so I also wanted to give you, I'm going to put it in the chat here, and then maybe I'll also give it to Julia too. This is the message that during our 9 to 5 Zooms, we've been using to just like do cold invitations, because I do realize that not everyone has a network like I do, and not everyone has a lot of people liking their posts, not enough people to follow up with all the time. So just recently, I'll put it in the chat here. This is the message that we've been sending out, and this is specific to the new year. It is gold. So you guys let me know what you think about it. My team has been using it just for a couple days. We've sent out more emails than we've sent in like the last however long, 12 months. I know it seems
used this just today, and like this afternoon, I think I sent it to 25 people, and like 6 of them were like, okay. It was like right away. And you know what is another fun thing, which I just figured out today? So if you go and scroll on your Facebook to the right, you can see who's online. And if you catch them, even better, because they're going to be likely to respond right away. And this message, I made it mine, and I put, you put a really whole, like you say, hey, Kelsey, and add something like, your baby's so cute, or oh my gosh, how was this? It's a great message. And it leaves it so open because it's vague, so they have to ask details,
Yeah, and okay, so let's talk about this a little bit, because scripts are so important. If you're not good at writing scripts, that's okay. Talk to Julia, talk to somebody, post it in Coach Connection, ask people's thoughts. I'm going to just dissect this script really quick if you want to, everyone pull up the chat and talk about why it works so well. Okay, so when you're writing a script, if you're going to write a brand new script for somebody, you always want to pretend like you're talking to one person, one singular person. So pick a person that you kind of know and write it like you would be just talking to them, first of all. Give them like, what we sometimes forget about this business is like the more fun and like a party you can make it, the better. No one really likes to work out all that much, right? But if they think it's a party, hell yeah. So the reason why the script is working, I really hope you don't mind me messaging you about something like this. You know that this is kind of a little weird. You're acknowledging the fact that this is a little bit weird. You're making them feel comfortable because you're both in the know about that, right? So when you're messaging someone you don't really know, I'm always a tiny bit, not self-deprecating, but apologetic or like understanding of the fact that this is kind of weird, right? That's an okay thing to do. Don't make it super self-deprecating ever. Like put it in your team page and see what they have to say. But you can acknowledge the fact that this is a little weird. I'm messaging you over Facebook and I haven't talked to you possibly ever because I don't know who this person is, right? This is a person that I actually messaged, Kelsey. I don't know who she is. She was live on my chat. I messaged her because she was a girl and she looked cute. I really hope you don't mind me messaging you about something like this, acknowledging. I don't know if this would even interest you, still acknowledging and giving them an out if they feel uncomfortable or they're not interested in it. But I'm running an online fitness boot camp in the new year, New Year's resolution. It's a real thing that happens to a lot of people. They make a New Year's resolution about losing weight. I already have a bunch of people on board. It's a party. But since it's New Year's resolution time, I want it to be a blowout. This is going to be a ton of fun, is what I'm saying, right? If I gave you details to read over, would you be willing to check it out and see if it would be a good fit? If I, meaning I might not, because you might not be worthy of it, or you might not want it, would you be willing to check it out and see if it would be a good fit? Non-committal, just being like, you know what? You can check it out. You don't have to commit to anything, see if it might be a good fit for you, right? So you see all of those things that make that a really excellent script. That makes sense to everybody. Does anybody have questions on that?
I have kind of a question that's related to, I feel like I have a big network like you do, but I don't get a ton of likes on stuff because I think mostly the people who see my things and who I like are Beachbody coaches. Did you spend a lot of time going outside of your box and specifically posting on other people's pages and messaging them to open your world of who saw what?
You know what? At the beginning, sort of, I would go on to every single person who was on chat and just be like, hey.
Okay.
And you know what that does is even if they don't respond back to you, Facebook recognizes that as you being good friends with them. Your stuff gets pushed up higher on their newsfeed.
Okay.
And
well,
if
it's
they
a
do,
testament. I'm sorry. It's like a testament to very consistent posting, like 3 to 5 times every single day. Like that, and that will help get those numbers up. But that has to be a 3 to 6 month, or at least starting with a week or a month. But really, the magic of consistent, well posted material, obviously good content for 3 to 6 months, that's where so much of the magic happens, is that daily practice.
Mm-hmm. And good content does not necessarily mean like, I don't know. It just, when I do a post, I actually sit down and I write it, and I'm like, why did I take this picture? What would be interesting to my audience? What do I have to offer? Like, I know the things that are interesting. I'm an actor. I have a career. I've built this life for myself. I have a boyfriend who I love. I have, like, I like fashion, and I'm vegan, which is interesting to people. And I take advantage of all of those things. And if I realize that something's getting a ton of attention on my page, you better believe that I do similar posts to that for a while until it stops getting attention. And you're going to have to be creative, because honestly, people don't love saying the same thing over and over again. But if you're giving them like a little bit of interesting content, like dispersed throughout there, they're much more likely to follow. Like, when I stop getting a lot of likes, I know that I need to go out and do something interesting. And what does that give me? An excuse to go out and do something interesting, right? Why not? Go to like a party, go to a concert, go to like a farmer's market, do something that's cool and document it. Because what people really want to know is that like, why do people follow Kim Kardashian? Why do people follow celebrities? Because they're interesting and they're freaking weird, and they have lives that you think you would never be able to live. Right? This is the same thing. If you really want to like make it big with this, like, you want people to want to be you and want to live your lifestyle, which gives you an excuse to go out and live an extremely incredible, happy, fulfilling, interesting life. Take advantage of that, That's so cool. So cool.
Now, I have a question for you from Cambria.
Mm-hmm.
She says, once you send that script and they say, yeah, they want some details, what is your follow-up process? Like, what's your specific? It's kind of like in the simplified steps, right? You would go into getting their email, or
exactly the same.
I tried to just send some just the goals, which I like to try both, because today the goals for me worked well, because I just asked very simple, like, what are your goals, what's your nutrition like, and what kind of exercise do you like? And that was an easy thing to get back. But would you say just go into those simplified steps from there, basically?
I use those every single day for every single message. Once they say details, I say, great, what's your email? And I send them the email. I use the follow-up in there. And basically, if the follow-up isn't working for you, do anything you can to get them to talk to you again. Don't be desperate. But if they're not talking to you, there's a reason, just like I went back to before. If they say no to it, there's a reason. So I say to them, you know what, are you okay? Because you seem really hesitant about this. I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Don't feel pressure about that. But I'm concerned about you. Like, I want to know what the reason is that you're not responding to this.
Well, and don't you think this took you a lot of trial and error? Like, and I think that's the beauty of this, is like, this might work perfectly for Aly or for me or for, someone, and you've got to take the time, try the different things, and try the email and try the message. And it might be different for every person too. If you have them there and you want to keep them there, fine. But I think there's no one's, like, this is something Aly did a lot of trial and error, and she probably messaged hundreds of people and emailed hundreds of people, and this is what worked for her. So it's not necessarily cut and dry, but try it all and do it all multiple times. You can't try it once and then say, well, email didn't work,
Can I say something really fast to that? Basically, I'm wondering if you guys make up, like, do your own emails to them, like you create your own email, you put in the video something specific that you created yourself. How much of that do you talk about, the price, what's included, all of that stuff? Because I actually had one girl who was like, oh, that sounds like fun, but I don't see a price. So I'm like, okay, should I have sent that, or should I just have like made it look really fun at first? And that's where I kind of was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. It was weird. Her
try this out.
Weird.
Do me a favor, Cambria, and try this out.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time, I messaged people and I would talk to them about what they wanted to hear, and they would ask me questions, and then I would give them an answer, and then I would ask them if they needed to know anything else, and it didn't work. I lost most of the people. Send them this email, read through it. It gives them all the information they need, but not too much. It gives them the price at the end so they know that they're actually paying for something. And it's just basic sales technique.
Yeah.
So like when you say to someone, do you want details? You're a human being, but you are not Beachbody, right? You're a person that they trust and that they want details from, but the word should not be coming from your mouth. It should be coming from a third-party reference. And I learned this from Eric Worre, from a thing that Julia sent me because she's a goddess. And it should be from a third-party reference so that you are a completely different entity than Beachbody. You are the gateway between the person and Beachbody, but you're not Beachbody, right?
Right.
So you want them to see something that looks professional, something that they can trust, something that they can come back and ask you specific questions about that you're completely able to answer, because anything they have a question about from that after they've read that email, it's going to be small, specific, really specific things, right? So you don't want to spend too much time talking to a person. You want to talk to them about their goals and their insecurities, because that's a personal thing. That's you and them talking about them. That's you as coach talking to them as challenger, right? But you want to get them the information about what it takes to join the challenge in as concise of a format as humanly possible.
Julie Hershkowitz has something to add. Go, Jules, go.
I was just going to tell and Brianna, I know, like, Chandra, like, just be yourself. Like, it's really fucking scary to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and tell people, like, why you're interested in talking to them. And I think that people really respect the hell out of you when you're just yourself and you're not, you know, scared to just say, this is why I love what I do and this is why I want you to join me. That's it. And Aly, I just really like your perspective, because I feel like it's refreshing to kind of hear someone who's a lot like me. Like, I just kind of put it all out there for everybody, and I'm like, it's totally okay if you don't want to join me. Like, I will bother you again in 6 months. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, don't be afraid. Like, I don't want you to be afraid. I know this is like a lot of information, and just do it, because you really have nothing to lose, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. And another thing he talks about too, Eric Worre, is posture. Like, knowing that you have the golden nugget, like that you have the golden ticket to, if it's just physical, if it's just about health and feeling better, you have that. But you also have the golden ticket for helping someone with their finances or helping someone feel empowered. Like, that's half of the thing that we're doing here. For me, it's like, it's so much more than just health and fitness. It's so much about feeling empowered and being able to take control of your life. There are so many times in your life where you won't have control. You know what I'm saying? So you have this amazing opportunity, and whoever invited you to this opportunity, or however you're here for a reason. And you have the power to live the life that you want to live. Truly and honestly, if you want to live the life where you're your own boss and you spend your time helping people feel empowered, whether or not it's about their physical or their just emotional journey or health journey or financial journey, whatever it is, that's the main thing I do this for. To see people feel empowered and in control of their lives and taking control of their own destiny. Whatever aspect it is, there are so many aspects to this business that you can do that with. But that's why I do this. And I think that I'm so successful because I come at it with that attitude every single time I talk to anyone. I'm like, if you don't want to do this, you're missing out. You know?
Well, and Al, there's such a common theme here with so many things you're talking about, and Julie just pointed it out, and I was thinking this when I answered Leslie, is personal development, right? Like, if we're feeling not confident, or if we're feeling like if it's confidence, let's figure out what book is going to make you feel great, or what fitness program is going to make you feel great to have confidence. Or if it's the belief in the business you're starting, let's learn about some stories of Beachbody coaches who have completely transformed their life, or how network marketing does that. Like, what an incredible business, and I find in really successful coaches like Aly, their day is based on learning, right? Like, there's no good or bad experience. It's just all learning. And that's so much of everything. Aly and I just went through those Eric Worre GoPro CDs, and I can give them to all of you guys. I know some of you have them. Carla actually bought the whole Recruiting Mastery series. It's like probably a $400 CD set. And Carla shared it with our whole team. And it's really incredible on just that posture of going, this is what we have to offer, like getting behind that belief. But I think like just in so many things you've said, you point out, you lead it back to personal development. And that's like key. You don't just wake up and end up growing a business. Like, you work on that every single day. But I think that's interesting. You didn't even know it. And all these things were pointing back to
100%. Yeah. And again, just like I said, I was too cool to be working in network marketing. I felt like I was like way too cool and self-confident to do any personal development at all. I didn't do any personal development for the first 7 months of my business. And then I started to get overwhelmed. I felt like I had too much work. I felt like I could never succeed. You know what I did? I picked up You Are a Badass, and I read that book, and I was like, that's I feel so good about myself. I want to keep going. And so I've just read a bunch of personal development books. And I'm a very knowledge-based person. Like, I like to learn as much as I possibly can. So personal development for me for the last couple months has been really learning about what I'm doing and feeling empowered by knowledge, by knowing that if I talk to a certain amount of people will say yes to details, a certain amount of people will say yes to sales. Like, knowing the actual logistics of the business is really important to me. And so, you wouldn't think it because I just started learning them a little while ago. But I think that there are plenty of ways that you can feel empowered. So if you're not an ooey gooey person and you don't need a You Are a Badass book because you know you're a badass already, fine. Figure out what you can do and what you can read and what you can learn to make you feel more confident in this business, whatever it's going to be.
Amen.
Amen.
What else do you guys have for Aly? Al, did I miss anything? Was there anything else we were gonna?
I don't think so.
Oh, so I have a question. Hi.
Hi.
My internet's not working, so can you see me, hear me? Okay, great. So I have a problem, probably excuses. It's definitely excuses, of just friending people, because there are people that I know that, like, especially through my boyfriend, and like we have like 100 mutual friends, but I'm like, I don't know this person, why would I friend them? And then like I do send out a friend request, and then I don't get a response. How often does that happen to you, or is it something that you've just sort of learned how to like?
I don't care.
You just sort of like press.
Yeah, it's the same thing as sending out that mass message. I'm like, oh, these are suggested friends. I've realized, I think that like I'm probably not going to hit all of the guys that they suggest, because like I don't think that they're really super potential customers. But so I try to be selective, but I'm like, okay, we have 15 mutual friends, or I'll go into a friend's account and be like, oh, I have 15 or 6 mutual friends with this person, blah, blah, blah. Or another thing I do that's a really big trick is if I have a challenger in my group who I've asked about coaching and that will just not get on board, but is posting on their personal page about their fitness journey and is getting a good response, I go into that post, and you better believe that I friend every single person who liked that post. And then I wait 48 hours for them to respond to my friend request. And then anyone who's my friend like that post, I send out that same frickin' message. I say, I'm that person's coach. I help them get those results. I'm running a boot camp. Do you want details? Because I think it's selfish not to. I think that it's not like seedy or weird. I think it's like that person could possibly feel the best that they've ever felt in their lives, and they're not getting the opportunity to because they don't even know that it's an option for them. Mm-hmm. So I do that as well.
Yeah.
What could be fun for you? Oh, I'm sorry, Al. Go ahead.
No.
I mean, it's literally like I have no excuse because I'm seeing people on like suggested friends that I literally have 150 friends.
So you know what you could say, Ron?
like-
This is something I've been doing is like, I'll just say, oh my God, we have it. So send them a friend request and send them a message and say, oh my God, girl, we have 100 plus friends in common. I was trying to figure out if we had maybe met in person. Have we? Hi. Something simple like that. Because that's like real. Because you could be like, I might have met this person. If you have 100 friends in common with them.
We've probably been in the same room. Probably in the
and
same
also-
holding room at Pearl.
You know what? I just send out those friend requests and then I pretend like I never did it. And if they end up liking them, I don't even like go to their page. I don't pretend to like say hello to them. If you have a smaller network, I do suggest that you do that. Obviously, I don't. If you have a large network, I don't even reply to them. I'm just like, yeah, okay. If they accept, I don't even know. But there's tons of times, coming back full circle, that someone likes a post of mine and I send out that message and they're like, yeah, I'd love details. And I'm like, okay, great. What's your email? Also, how do we know each other?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have mutual friends? And then when they say that, I'm like, God, I love Facebook for that. And they're like, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's good.
God, I love Facebook. This happens to me all the time. What would we do without Facebook these days? It's all fun. It's not
Right.
so serious.
That's true.
Work at it hard,
Right.
but don't make it serious. Make it fun. The more fun you're having, the more fun they're having, the more likely they're going to be lighthearted about the situation. There have been plenty of times where I've been like, no, just do it. Oh my God, what are you waiting for? We're going to have the time of our lives.
I actually did that to 3 people and all of them signed up. So
Yeah.
I guess
So
like
take your own fucking advice. We're doing
right.
that already.
Oh no,
You know
I
that
give
works.
everyone this advice that you're saying. I give all of my new coaches this advice and I don't even fucking take I have like 2,000 friends on Facebook. Like I have no excuses.
Okay. Well then I expect you, I hear you're very close to Diamond, yes?
Oh, I'm like a minute from Diamond.
Well, get there.
Oh, it's done. It's gotten there. Believe me, it's gotten there.
Good.
You'll see me 5-star at Summit.
Good. Next up 5-star.
There you
Yeah, Ronda.
All at once.
And all the F-bombs. I love our F-bombs tonight.
I'm so sorry. I drop a lot of F-bombs.
Amy Wilson, do you have anything? You've been so quiet. You're always so quiet because you're just so
Sorry, I was cooking and cleaning when we got on. But I just want to say, Aly, thank you. I went on the Zoom, the 9 to 5 Zoom on Monday, and I learned about the scripts, and I've been using them. I've been messaging everyone that's been liking my posts, which I haven't, and I've gotten a lot of response. So
Good.
Amy's a rock star. She is.
Amazing. I love to hear that. That's incredible. Try out this cold script. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. It is a gem. I sent out 20 messages in like 5 minutes because we had wine Zoom today, which next time we have wine Zoom, we should all get on together because it's so fun. We just like sit and drink wine and then we like challenge each other to message people, which happened naturally. We've never had wine Zoom before. Anyways, we were like, how many people can we message in like 10 minutes? So we all went on our chat and we messaged 20 people this message and everyone's like, I'm having a 50% success rate with getting yes for details. So just like, anyways.
Which is capable. Our team is the goofiest. Like we do that stuff anyways. So it's like that's why we're sister teams. You know, we just have a lot of wine drinkers basically.
Good. All right.
Okay, should we wrap it? It's late for you, baby cakes. Anyone have a last burning, just a deep down desired question that you want to ask Aly while we have her?
I want to know what you're reading for personal development right now.
Oh, what's it called? It's actually a book. I'll give it to Julia. It's actually a book that my boyfriend had to read because he's auditioning. He's an actor. He's going in for he interviewed for a sales position at this very like big company and they told him to read this book. So it's a sales book about cold calling, but it has a lot to do with what we're doing. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. I'm also reading An Organized Mind. It's very hard to get through, so I wouldn't suggest it.
I have a question for you, Aly. What are your monthly Success Club goals and your goals for your team and stuff like that?
Well, my monthly Success Club goal is I have a couple of accounts that I run. I run my boyfriend's and my mom's account. So between the three, I never get under 20. I shoot for 30 most months. And my coaches who are doing really well, same thing. 20.
Yeah. Well, and those numbers are a very specific indicator of success, right? Like, because 20 Success Club points times, 10 challenge packs times $50. Like, if you want to talk about math and breaking it down, boom, there's a chunk of money plus residuals from Shakeology, or, I think that so many of us, like, when you ask for the bare minimum, you get the bare minimum. And so shooting for really high numbers, or even shooting for 15 if you've never hit 15 or 10, or shooting for 10 if you've never hit 5, has to be, but the higher numbers have a pay. This thought keeps coming to my mind, and then I'll shut up, but it's the time is going to pass no matter what, right? Like, in a year, we're going to still be a year older, and we'll either have grown our business or we haven't, And so it's kind of like, I love this attitude of just like, shut it up, shut all the emotional stuff off, just do your business, work on it, and in a year you're going to be a totally new person, or in a week of commitment or whatever. And so it's just that idea of just hustling a little harder and saying, this time is going to pass. Where do I want to be when it comes to fruition? And that you've lived that. This year has been completely transformational for you and your income. And it's because of those numbers that you set those really high goals.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
So, okay, sorry guys, there's so many things. I wanted to say, so this is like in all aspects of your life, like there are things that are uncomfortable and that you don't love to do, right? Like, and let's be honest, nobody loves to do direct retail sales. Who loves that? No one. Not a single person, unless you're like a very special human being, loves to do direct retail sales, right? But the fact that I did that for this long is the reason that I'm making enough to support myself and live the life that I want to live without having to have another job and be able to audition whenever I want and do whatever I want on no one else's schedule. But if I put out like this Excel sheet of how much I'm making each week and each month from the different areas that you can make money from Beachbody, and my retail sales attribute to like, I don't know percentages. I'm terrible at math like that. But anyways, like I'll just be completely transparent. So I'm making approximately $150 a week on retail and like anything I actually sell in my customer leads from all of my accounts. So my boyfriend's, my mom's, and mine. And then I'm making anywhere from $700 to $1,100 in team volume. And that's directly related to the fact that I built my business at this rate the entire time. Because I wouldn't be making that in team volume if I didn't hit SC20 every single month. Do you know what I mean? And like eventually I'm at the point now where I'm transitioning over to helping my coaches. I don't have to do so much direct retail, and I get to do the fun part, which is helping everyone build their business strong and be super supportive of the people that I really like to be around and all that stuff. But just like anything, I had to work hard and do something that I didn't want to do for a little while to reap the benefits. It's the same thing as it is with fitness. If you work really hard and you really stick to 21-day fix for 4 months, your metabolism is going to change and you're not going to have to work quite as hard to maintain those results. You're going to be able to live sort of a more balanced life after you do that part. Or you can drag it out and sort of do it for a really long time, and maybe you'll still get the same results, but it's going to be a lot longer and a lot more painful. So if you just hunker down and get the results that you want right at the beginning for an extended period of time, you're going to reap the benefits. Okay, sorry.
Well said. And yes, the goal is to have that residual income, that volume kick in, but you aren't going to get coaches to do anything without you busting your butt and them seeing you doing some retail. And yeah, if you want to make another $1,000 a month, like I know that would help so many people. $1,000 a month is nothing to balk at. You can do that in retail sales. And most likely, most of those people will either turn into discount coaches or business builders. So then there's your residual income. Like it's all a part of it, and you never stop either one, but you're right, then the goal is to do that less and less, but it takes probably a good solid year of hustling some retail.
Mm-hmm. And you can either make it happen and just commit to the fact that it's not going to be super pleasant during that year, or you can drag it out and make it super unpleasant for years and years and get the same result.
Which was me up until about a year ago, 5 years. So I was like, just like dragging me behind. But the beautiful thing is that, like, Aly, your story is so amazing because you did start out right. A lot of us have been doing this for a long time. Like, I've been in this 6 years, and it wasn't until a year ago that it clicked. And it's a very different thing. So you can have a fresh start. You know, we talk about your sign up date, and then we talk about your start date when you go, oh, and maybe for people on this call, tonight is that night where it's just like, oh, okay, here I go, you know, and that's okay. That's totally okay. You don't have to have this perfect start, but
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for letting me come.
Aly, there were so many nuggets. I'll post that simplified steps tonight because I know you guys are dying to get your hands on it. And Aly, thank you for taking time. I know it's late there, but just this was a huge blessing to have you on the call tonight. So we love you.
I'm going to think of the other scripts that I can share with you if we have anything else. And I'll get them to Julia. We talk like every day.
We're obsessed. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day. Oh, let me take a picture really quick. Everyone smile and wave, and I'll take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. We got our picture. Good night. Love you.
Bye.